Let's have a look what they've actually put into the mix as we can get into the veto and see what exactly is going to be coming up between Liquid and W7M.
Ooh, a couple of them getting banned out there. Now, Liquid, I am surprised by that, Jackie. Insistent that they are going back to coastline, going to take that pick themselves. Malusi in the middle there, so the Malusi ban.
But he's able to hold strong, keeps himself alive until the vertical play is forced out. The SMGs of PSK and Nesk pick up a frag apiece.
And they just haven't really backed it up from there. Panico able to move through sight and just looking to challenge onto the smoke behind the bar. Gets himself one onto Moringa. That squares things away. He turns towards Cool Vibes, knowing that's where the pressure's going to come from. But that is not an easy triple threat to go up against and come away with a win on. He takes the peek onto Nesk, doesn't pre-fire it, and is shut down immediately. And that's going to be the round to Team Liquid, opening things up with a good defensive win.
But is there going to be any more ruckus? They do a bit of damage back onto Freezow, so the Zofia getting quite low. Herd's timing is everything as he peeks out, gets a clear shot onto the first and the second, doubling down Tim.
A nice sort of opener to this late round phase, coming into the final minute, and Team Liquid, they need to find some kills. Palu will do exactly that. How about that? Padrin will not get away with it, shut down by Palu. He will be closed out in reception, though. Freezow managed to get a line of sight onto him.
They have really been scraping by into these rounds, and that's going to be no different. As he gets into a scrape, it'll be Herds that overpowers him, locking it down with the final frag on the Ash. The entry attacker looking good for a final act of defiance. Herds walking up. Player behind the bar, peeks in, finds the adjustment. PSK with the 2K.
W7M could piece this together into a winning round for themselves. They're certainly not in any rush, Team Liquid, to pick up Sexy Cake. PSK, however, he's in a rush to down Padrin and take him out with a headshot. Panico finishes Sexy Cake, 1 versus 2 for him now. They just need to hold this down. Diffuser's down in sight. Palu finds the kill ultimately onto Panico, and that's going to be another round for Team Liquid, who are starting to find their feet, and they are looking like they may just have off. Sexy Cake, however, gets in on the action with a trade kill onto Herds. Minute left to go, and we find ourselves 3-3.
3 versus 2, actually 2v2. As Freezow, he's going to get the diffuser down in the cloud of smoke to shroud him. Does go in for the backstab. Sexy, if he can take a good majority of the commotion, maybe there could have been a frag in the rear. Issue is, now it's all left up to the man that has like 1 HP to clutch the 1v2 with time ticking away. It will not be won, and it will go over to W7M.
3-3 split.
If he can get it in the right spot, the shotgun could pay off massively as well as they're creeping out further forward. He's holding them back, takes another peek, but the shots are missing. The buckshot barely connecting as he does behead Palu. Waiting, throwing out the smoke grenade. Obviously, if they walk into it, they will go down. He gets the connection off onto the first. It's all about PSK landing a headshot now effectively. That's the only way he can end it from this position, but the toxic cam gets in place, shuts him down, Tim. It's all coming down to Big Papa Pump to end it, but he goes too far forward. He breathes in some of the gas. 1 tick was all that was needed. He is dead. Done for. Clutched out by Freezow. Playing it perfectly on the smoke in the late round.
Here, this round will push us to 5-5 and guarantee us 12 rounds of this wonderful action. Padrin shuts down PSK with a fantastic headshot, creating yet another line of sight into a site that's looking like a whole Swiss cheese. Sexy Cake shuts down Padrin, who we can find this diffuse attempt and leave it long enough. But that is a heads-up play from Sexy Cake. Out goes the Nitro. Sexy Cake just moving away from the default spot there. He'd played it perfectly again on the Kaid. He left it for a reason, and that was so that the clock had ticked down to 0. So once the diffuser went down on the ground, if the Nitro was successful, there would have been no time for Team Liquid to do anything. He'd have instantly won based on the clock having run out. But Sexy Cake, heads up play.
We haven't seen that operator giving him much success yet. Will it work out here, though? As Sexy comes running in on the Ash, dips down, stands back up, and shuts him down, popping him onto his bottom early on. A beautiful frag to find. Be struggling, clamoring to get anything they can together here, as it is not going to be easy for them. But it looks like potentially there has been a bit of a lag out on one of the players there. Nest seem to be moving in position. Hopefully that doesn't come back to haunt them, Tim, because Liquid is still going on to win the round anyway. All the frags coming in together. Nest does time out, but they won the round beforehand. Palu gunning his way through Guy, so they do go in with a bit more of a disadvantage than it looked like they were going to, but they pick it up and they do win the map in the end, eventually shutting it down as a 7-5 success story here on Coastline.
There was a very real opportunity for W7M to come away with a victory there. As you say, Liquid just fortunate not to be disrupted by that time out of Nest. They just managed to get the kills in. Could be the decisive one. With this time starting on the defense. Sexy Cake just sitting there inside of bar, looking to make a nuisance of himself towards Stock, but makes a little bit too much noise, and he's asked to be quiet by Panico as he shuts him down. Freezo gets one onto Nesk as well. Looks for the challenge into the lounge. Will he get the kill? Absolutely not. Shut down from multiple locations. It's ultimately Panico inside of Stock.
They are attempting to shut this one down and stop Team Liquid, but Palu overcomes and does the unexpected as he gets the frag on the Gui. It falls out all up the PSK, though, to clutch it in the 1v3 with 40 seconds left as he's making his adjustment, slowly encroaching further forward. Turning the corner would set him up for a 2k, but he fires off early, slaying the first man and giving them the full roam to rotate around. That's sort of a full frontal assault he's got given. Padrin! Panico needs to fight him for the 1v1 to end it. He can't go for the diffuser play, and he will win it off the back of his gun skill.
Massive play from Panico there, just breezing across the double door, pre-fires all the way, and there you go, just absolutely nails his shots. He had one up.
Oh, all right.
That is a fantastic vertical angle used from Panico there. Life. Palu will take the life of Panico. Sexy Cake getting involved as well. 3 versus 2. There's been a drop through Motor Hatch. Palu, he's just looking to try and find the man, and will do exactly that with a kill onto Padrin. It's all down to Guy, moves down, hits the first on the prawn. And with time ticking away, it's not looking good. Team Liquid are showing supreme patience there until the opportunity presented itself. PSK, Palu both push at the same time, pick up that final kill. And ultimately, it's a tough round for W7M. Certainly not wanting to let them in too cheaply. That's 2 drones lost and 2 intel gathering tools, 2 heads as Nesk and Palu once again. That there is no challenge in that top floor now without losing further men and finding themselves in an even worse position. Nesk, he finds himself a second on the round. It is all Nesk and Palu here in round 6. The challenge continues, and Herds, he will shut down Nesk.
Herds watching the angle, waiting for the peak to come out, and does get the headshot into the back of the noggin there, slaying Moringa, but he takes a beating because of it. As soon as he revealed himself, they all honed in onto his position and started unloading onto him. Padrin takes a load off as he's knocked onto his feet, but Herds makes the best of a bad situation to bite back and keep the game going. It's a 1v2 to clutch it out. 30 seconds left here if he wants to take this a 4-2 split on the half. If not, it will be an equal 3-3, which is the way it's going to go, as PSK sends him flying with a final shot landing.
Heading into the second half then, as you say, it's going to be 3-3. To open it up a lot easier if that is going to be the choice. And now he finds a man in the corner. They are going to exchange shots. Padrin comes off much the worse and will be finished off by Moringa. It does start forcing W7M to move around and not allowing them to hold those comfortable angles. And what about that for an angle from Moringa?
Making this round maybe a bit more manageable. Moringa, though, pipes up and wants none of these shenanigans getting out of hand as he'll clean up that frag back onto Herds. There is a nade dropped in as he drops down. He will kill him with that high explosive, blowing his legs clean off. The nitro's tossed out, but it's not going to be enough as he's finished up by Palu, and Team Liquid take another round.
Was that 4 on the round for Moringa there? He dropped and got downed on his potential for the ace, and Palu moves in and gets
the wall has been torn down now, so that being opened up means what's the play going to be? Are they going to fight outside of it? They will, but this trade, as we see the frags actually falling in favour of W7M, apart from the fact that Padrin's down on his backside. If someone can get him up, then they could make up the difference. He knows they're there. He's heard the audio cues. He's got the angle onto the first, and he does decimate him, but there's a peek back. The response from Sexy Cake, startling him and stunning them in a 2-on-2 with 15 seconds left. It all comes down to this final engagement to decide the round, and Guy clutches it out with the 2k. Back-to-back punishment. It's going to be curious to see where this goes, of course, as this one means so much. The peak actually unexpected as Freezow swings out against Palu, slipped away from them. This could be a W7M pickup unless things go drastically wrong, and they are starting to go a bit wrong. Suspects there could be a player beneath committing to the diffuser. Won't matter as in time, the shots are going to land. W7M, they've secured this one as they bring it back to a 5-5 split.
Guy is really turning up when his team needed to. He was just waiting to deliver his performance here on Club. By taking the opportunity, rather than starting the roam at the beginning of the round, to wait until they've got man advantage to apply it in the mid-round. But Sexy Cake, he squares things away, and PSK gets himself involved on the site. Team Liquid are entrenched here with 45 seconds left to go.
Stuck on the site. And things starting to slip away. 2 versus 3 advantage for W7M. Can they pick this one up as they push on out as soon as the diffuser goes down? But they trade it back. It's a 2v2 as everyone goes down for W7M. And they are not getting any closer to that big fat W, Tim. As the dub is being snatched by Liquid, it seems. They get themselves to 6 and they are one round. Again, you're going in for what would have been a full 5-on-5. Now it's going to be a 3-on-5. Oh.
More kills raining in for Herds and Padrin, going big. Herds has gone massive here. I've just picked him out before the round and said how solid he had been so far. This is not going to be easy. Pushing him from the garage catwalk. Takes a shot. Unlucky to not drop the man with a headshot. Takes a second attempt. This man has got more lives than a cat as he keeps himself fighting from behind that deployable shield. There's the challenge on the window. Panico gets aggressive. Ultimately takes down Palu with the pistol. And that's going to draw things up for W7M and restrict Team Liquid to only 2 points.
Well, there you go. The draw coming out as it does end in a 6-6 manner, of course. So they stop Liquid getting too much off the back of that.
Hey. Hello, guys.
Hey, Silence.
How are you doing, Ace? How are you doing, Jackie?
Yeah, good to have you back, brother. It feels like it's been a while, but it's always good to speak to you. We'll come straight in. We'll talk about Coastline to start off. It looked like it wasn't going to be your day. It felt like it was going to be a really rough start, but it was a hell of a comeback because of Nesk and Palu. What was going through your mind at the time?
Well, first we are thinking about the future, right? So we're not going to show everything that we got. So we took the Coastline again. That's the main reason. But I think the guys did pretty well, especially Paulo and Nesk, as you said before. But I think SiegeGG and Moringa and Pesquet did very good too, because they are working with the drones, with the calls, looking for the rotations. So they are doing their job. It's very important too for me.
It's interesting that you say that, Silence, because it's something I've said on the last couple of play days for you guys, is that everybody seems to be playing well as an individual. You just don't seem to be getting the results. Has that been the feeling for you guys as well?
I think so. I don't know what's really happening with us, but I think the other teams are playing very well too against us. So we played against the probably finalists, right? The team one is the finalists, and MIBR. So I think they're pretty confident right now. They're playing very good. So I don't know what we can expect, but I think the main reason is the players here behind me. They need to relax a little bit more, think about what they're going to do. So I think that's the main reason here.
Well, hopefully we'll see some more of that, because, of course, at this point, Silence, there's not much left. There's 2 play days of the competition, and then, of course, we'll be seeing you at the Major. In terms of the run-up to the Major, how do you think things are going? Is there a lot of confidence in the camp right now for Liquid to really show up this time around?
Well, for the Major, as I said, we made a lot of new strategies, things we are working right now. So I expect you can do a pretty good campaign in the finals, but we're saving that for the final. We are going to play against FaZe on Sunday, right? So it's our last match in the second split. Sorry. So we need to pay attention because we don't want to lose, of course. No one's like to lose. So we're going to play our best for sure, but it's not going to be an easy game because they need the points to classify, I think. So.
Looking at both splits overall, Silence, when we saw you come into split 1, it seemed like Team Liquid and NIP were quite a bit ahead of a number of the other teams. Team 1 had a good start as well, but obviously we've had those new teams to the league. And looking at W7M and those other teams, have you been impressed? Do you feel like the gap is sort of closing between the quality level? They all seem to have developed really well.
Of course, Ace, because all the teams that are in the BR6A right now, they are very good in their structure as well. The players are very good. We have new players, of course, so we are knowing who is good, who is not so good. But as I said before, with the W7M, they are very good players. They have good players. They have good strategies. Their play style is very good against big teams because they like to play more aggressive. So they can surprise your team with new strategies, with new attacks, with new defenses. So we didn't know what we can expect against them sometimes, but in the first split we were very best, very, oh my god, we're better than now. So in the second, sorry, actually a lot of people speaking behind me. I'm going crazy here. In the second split, we didn't we didn't do so well, but I think looking for the score right now, we lost a lot of matches, but I think we are going to recover in the major, maybe in the BR6 finals. So we need to relax, to pay attention in the minimum details for the next matches, and I think we are not in an amazing spot, but we are working it, so working a lot to get there, getting there. Sorry.
Oh, it's all good silence, but it's always lovely to speak to you, mate. And of course, congratulations again.